Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel of English Literature, Literaria Miscellanea. I am Dr. Masoom Islam. Today I will going to start a series of lecture beginning from this point that I am going to discuss and analyze from BA English minor syllabus under the revised syllabus of NEP 2020. As I have been uploading videos, lectures on compulsory English syllabus, that is AEC. Now, seeing the videos, the minor undergraduate, the BA English minor students are requesting me repeatedly to make video or lectures on their syllabus, because they are going to face their first semester exam starting from 1st December, and still they are in like no man's land. They have not get much study lectures or study materials, because there are lack of materials, there are lack of time especially. So keeping in mind their demand, I decided to make a series of lectures on the concerned syllabus of BA English minor, and no doubt this series also going to be a wonderful one, and you will be much benefited for sure. And today I will discuss and analyze line by line of a poem that is widely read and widely known, and anthologized and prescribed in syllabus from school level to college university level. The poem is none other than William Shakespeare's sonnet number 18, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" You can see the heading of the poem, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" It is written by William Shakespeare, and you all more or less know about the poet William Shakespeare. He is one poet who helps to transform, helps to change the literary period, the literary age, from old English to new English or modern English. Chaucer was no doubt the father of English language, but the language was get perfection. The language was got perfection from the writing of William Shakespeare. So let's begin. First, we will discuss about the poet William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born on 23rd April 1564. It was not certain, because many critics consider his baptized date as his date of birth, and he died on the same day, 23rd April 1616. So within this period, William Shakespeare has changed the perspective of literary lover, of literature lovers. He has made the difference. He was born on Stratford upon Avon, that is beside the Avon River. Therefore he was sometimes called the Bard of Avon, and he wrote so many sonnets, he wrote long poetry, he wrote plays, tragedy. From his writing, He was considered as one of the most famous playwright and famous sonneteer, English playwright. His plays and his sonnets are ever, ever remained as a classic ones, and appeals to all from 8 to 80, from all generations. Therefore, Shakespeare uh, is one person, one personality who has the technique, who has the style, who has made the whole literary genres a new one, a newness. All right. Now we will discuss about his sonnets. What is sonnet first? Let us discuss about the sonnet. Sonnets is a lyric poem. It is generally consist with 14 lines and with a certain rhyme scheme and with a certain metrical lines, maximum in iambic pentameter. So before English sonnet or Shakespearean sonnet, there used to be Petrarchan sonnet, because the term sonnet or the writing style in sonnet form was first introduced by one Roman poet, one Italian poet, Petrarch. And Dante also used to write sonnets, and Petrarchan sonnets has two division, two stanzas. One stanza is called as octave, and the second stanza is called as sestet. The eight lines as octave, 6 lines as sestet. So the octave consists with the idea, with the introduction, with the problem of the of the subject matter of the sonneteer, and the sestet tries to give the solution, tries to give the proper way out of the above problem, and play as a play the role as a volta, as a turn, you can say, in Italian language. All right, but Shakespeare modified the Petrarchan sonnet form, and he has made his own style, his own rhyme scheme. What are they? They are 3 quatrains and a couplet. 3 quatrains and a couplet. One quatrain consists with 4 lines. So three four lines stanza followed by a couplet. Total 14 lines. So the 4 lines stanzas tries to give the main problems, main issues, main subject matter, and the and also tries to give the solution within this line. And the last two, the one couplet has an epigrammatic effect and has a everlasting effect that he tries to confirm about his theme or his content. All right. There is also, Shakespearean sonnet generally followed the rhyme scheme of A B C D C D E F G G, A B C D C D E F G G, and the Petrarchan sonnet generally used to follow the rhyme scheme of A B B B A ABBA, ABBA, CD, CDE, CDE, or CDC, DC, CDC, DCT. All right. So here now we'll discuss about the point in very shortened way. Let's start the point. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling birds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. So this is the first quatrain of the sonnet, and it has follows the rhyme scheme of A B A B. So the poet throws the rhetorical question to the readers, proposition, whether he should compare his friend thee. His friend is called as thee. Whether he compared the person thee to a summer's day or to something else. The poet, under the impression of doubt, he doesn't know. The next line will be the answer. He answered through the next line, thou art more lovely and more temperate. Here in this sonnet, the archaic language, archaic words are used. You know, the art. So thee means you, thou means you, art means are. So these are the archaic language. You know, it is used to elevate the style of the sonnets, elevate the language of the sonnet. So thou art more lovely and more temperate. You are more lovely and more temperate, more tolerate. My friend, thee is more lovely, is more somber in disposition. Rough wind do shake the darling birds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Then he compares with the description of summer's day in details. In summer's day, rough winds tend to blow, and rough winds, when blowing, do shake the darling birds of May. The month of May is generally considered as the blooming period, blooming time of birds, who later turns into flowers. So the birds at their very blooming period gets collapsed, gets fallen down by the impact of the rough winds that generally blow in summer's day. And summer's lease hath all too short date. Again, he continues describing the bad effect of summer. He said that summer's lease hath all too short a date. And summer's lease is a phrase. Summer's lease is a metaphor, because summers is compared with a tenant who takes a room as a fare, as a tenant for a certain period, and when his work is over, he or she leaves the room and go away. If the whole year is considered as a member of a house, as a guardian of a house, then summer is the tenant who has come to stay in the house for only 3 or 4 months. The other tenants are the other seasons, of course, the other seasons: winter, spring, rainy day. So here the poet beautifully describes the bad effect or the bad side of summer season in comparison to his friends good side. In his friends, eternal beauty, temperament, good disposition. So the first quatrains is all about his friend's beauty, his friend's loveliness, his friend's good disposition in comparison to summer's short-lived staying in the house of a year. Alright? Next quatrain. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or by nature's changing course untrimmed. Very good quatrain. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines. The poet continues describing the short-lived summer's disposition, the short-lived summer season's quality. He says that sometimes, often, in summer season, the eye of heaven, it means the sun, eye of heaven means the sun rays too hot as a man, under the summer season gets intolerant, gets sweated, and feeling unagitated with the hotness of the summer season. The summer season's hotness or the direct sunlight effect is also described in Keats' poetry, the poetry of earth, where he says that when the summers, the summer sun gives immense light, immense hot on the earth, the agents of nature, the birds, gets tired and generally takes rest under the shady leaf of a trees. So here, and often is gold complexion dimmed, and he again says that often his gold complexion dimmed. His means the summer season gold complexion. The atmosphere turns gold when the direct sunlight falls upon earth. The atmosphere turns gold. Take the color of golden. It is the perspection or the perspective from the viewer's viewpoint. The poet here tries to say that the gold complexion, the sunlight, is again overcast and gets dimmed, overcast by the cloud and gets dimmed. And uncertainty remains in summer season. because the time it gives the hot sunlight, and the next time it gets overcast by the cloud. The, the sun is shrouded, the, the sun is veiled by the cloud, and the whole atmosphere gets dimmed. And every fear from fear sometimes declines by chance or nature changing course untrained. And here, the most philosophical line of the poem, that every fear from fear sometimes declines. Here, to fear is given. Every beautiful things, from its own beauty, from its own charmness, you know, by the course of time, with the passage of time, gets declines. Gets corroded because of the invasion of time, because of the cold hand of time. So this is very important line. Every fear, the first fear is referred to the beautiful things, and the second fear is referred to the beauty itself of the beautiful things. The beautiful things gets debeautified by the course of time, with the passage of time. You know, the pen, when I bought it, it was new. You know, after the repeated use of it, it gets corroded, it gets debeautified by chance or nature changing course untrained. And the beauty from the beautiful things gets debeautified by chance, by the natural cycle, or by the changing course untrained, by nature changing course untrained, and by the nature changing course, by the natural cycle, movement of the cycle, the diurnal course of earth that remains untrained, that cannot be trained, that cannot be handled by mankind, by the human hands. It is natural, it is God gifted, it is the law of nature. Everything is bound to undergo through the law of nature, through the cycle of seasons. But now the second quatrain is complete. Now the third quatrain. But the eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death beg thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. But it is the volta, you know, the turn. The first 8 lines, the 2 quatrains, gives the problem, gives the concern of the poet's mind. And the next sestate, or the, you know, the third quatrain tries to give the solution, tries to confirm the poet's perception, the poet's belief, what you want to produce, what you want to say. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, but you, my friend. And here one thing I would like to say, that here the poet's friend is, you know, unidentified. It is, you know, it is regarded by various critics as Earl of Pembroke, you know, Earl of Southampton, that is Mr. W.H., that is William Herbert. That is still in shroud The poet did not disclose the identity of his male friend. It is named as Mr. WH. So, die. His male friend, the eternal summer shall not fade. His male friend's eternal summer shall not fade away by the course of time, shall not be untrimmed. It will be trimmed. It can be trimmed. How? None lost possession of that fear the awayest, and even the fear that he poses right now will not wither away, will not fade away. It will be ever remained and be eternal, be unephemeral, and will be under his possession. The poet again continues to elevate his friends. Nor knows possession of that further waste, nor shall death break the wondrous rest in his shade. Nor shall death break. Death, the most fearful word. Death. People generally tends to get fear, tends to get panic when he hears the word death. But the death itself will be fearful by his friend's disposition, by his friend's position, and he cannot boast of himself. Here he means death. Death cannot, it is personified. Death is personified here. Death cannot boast, that cannot brag, cannot feel prize, cannot be, no longer be arrogant, because the poet has make his friend beauty eternal, and hence even if the corporal body, earthly body gets melt away, gets corroded, or gets withered away, and even died, but his name, his description in the poem, the words that are used to beautify his friends will be ever remained through his poem, will be eternal. The poet confirms this in his next line, when in eternal line